Welcome to Story Addict, your fix of the best new books, TV and film, with your host Rebecca Bowyer, voracious reader, compulsive writer and tired parent.
Welcome fellow story addicts. Today I've got a special episode for you. I'm going to read you an excerpt from my debut novel. You may have seen the news already. My first novel, Maternal Instinct, is going to be published in October 2019 by Story Addict Publishing. But first I need to raise the funds to pay for editing, design, printing and distribution. So I've launched a Kickstarter campaign. As I speak, it's been 5 days and the campaign has already been 33% funded. So thank you so much to everyone who's pledged. To find out more or to make a pledge, type storyaddict.com.au/Kickstarter, all one word, into your browser or click on the link in the show notes. We've got till 31 March, so 31st of March, to fully fund the project. It's an all or nothing, so if we don't get to 100%, then I can't publish the novel. So you can pledge $10 to be rewarded with an ebook of Maternal Instinct, or $20 to be rewarded with a paperback copy, probably need coffee for it, but anyway. So storyaddict.com.au/Kickstarter. Two characters I want to introduce you to today in the scene that I'm going to read out are Alice and Monica. They're the main stars of the story, Maternal Instinct. They're mother and daughter. Alice was forced to give up Monica when she was 6 months old to be raised by professional parents, as all babies must be in the near future world of Maternal Instinct. She's kept her daughter at arm's length ever since, trying to jam the overwhelming feelings down inside her so she can get on with the rest of her life. She has, however, kept in touch, visiting Monica every Sunday until she turned 18. Monica, when we open the story, is now a mother herself, having given birth to the gorgeous little Oscar a few months ago. Oscar's her first child, which she'll also have to give up when he turns 6 months. Monica's not particularly maternal in any way. She was really annoyed about having to get pregnant at all and sees it as an inconvenience that's getting in the way of her starting her career. But since Oscar was born, her opinion has started to change and she's discovering that she's falling in love with her own baby. The scene I want to read you is one of my favourites from Maternal Instinct. I have no idea if something like this has happened in real life, but I would love to hear from you if it has. I found myself laughing out loud actually writing this scene. So Alice is turning 40 and she's taken Monica out of the birthing home for the day so they can have a bit of mother-daughter time and spend the day getting ready to go to the party together. This is Monica's first time away from baby Oscar since he was born. So any of you mums out there can really relate to how exciting but a bit how scary that is as well. So here's what happened at the hairdresser's. Monica settled into the chair and watched in the mirror as Connie sectioned off a line of copper hairs, pasting them with white goo, then wrapping them in a piece of baking foil and folding it up onto her scalp where it stayed suspended, as if by magic. "How old's your little one then?" asked Connie, kick-starting the stream of small talk hairdressers were famous for. 3 months. "Boy or girl?" "Boy." Connie paused. Monica shut her eyes, hoping to shut down the chatter and enjoy the pseudo-head massage in silence. "Boobs hurting yet?" "What?" Monica's eyes snapped open. "Your boobs, love. First time away from a 3-month-old, they're likely to be full and leaky by now." Monica discreetly pressed her upper arms into her breasts underneath her cape. Oh yes, they were bursting and painful all right. "They're a bit tender," she said. "You'll be wanting to express a bit before too long. Take some of the pressure off. When we're done with the colour here, you can nip out the back and use the sink if you like. Plenty of privacy in there." Connie expertly flipped up 4 layers of silver foil hair packages with the end of her comb and inspected them. They cascaded back down like an aluminium waterfall. Thanks," said Monica, feeling bewildered. "Did you bring a hand pump?" asked Alice softly, opening her eyes and reaching over to put a reassuring hand on Monica's arm. Monica shook her head. "I'll come and show you how to express manually. It's not hard when you're full. Ask someone to show you how to use a hand pump when you get back to the birthing home. It'll help. Later." "Just like milking a cow," Connie shrieked with laughter. Monica blushed, wishing she could sink through the floor. Motherhood had put the spotlight on her body when she much preferred to keep it to herself. Life had been so much simpler as a high school student when she could focus on her books and ignore the crowds. Irritated, she reached up under the cape and carefully touched her breasts. They were sore and lumpy around the edges. It seemed that wherever she went she would still be a mother, baby or not. Monica watched Connie scrape the last of the goo out and paste it over her hair. "Alrighty then, that's you all wrapped up," she said, spinning the dial on a timer and setting it on the bench. "Just need to cook for a bit. You okay for drinks? Want another coffee?" Monica peered into the mug which Rita had snuck onto the table in front of her. It was almost full. She shook her head at Connie. "No, I'm fine, thanks." "Lovely. Just sing out if you need anything." Connie wheeled her trolley around to the other side of the salon, where an older lady sat, her short hair in wet clumps, watching a projected video. Monica picked up her coffee and sipped slowly, savouring the smooth richness of freshly brewed. No bitter aftertaste, no weird chemical kick, just beautiful, velvety coffee. She made a note to tell Joe, and smiled as she pictured his wistful jealousy. Maybe she would bring him into the city next Sunday to get his caffeine fix. She wondered how Oscar was going. Suddenly her arms felt empty, light, as though she'd forgotten something. There was a sharp twinge deep in her left breast, and she felt the pad against her nipple start to soak with milk. She looked down in annoyance to check it hadn't come through her top. All dry for the moment. Monica glanced over at Alice, who seemed to have drifted off to sleep in her chair, feet propped up on a purpose-built metal rack. She tapped her earpiece lightly and smiled as she read a message from Maddie. "Proof of life attached. Figured you'd be freaking out by now. He's fine. Have fun. Kiss, kiss, kiss." Attached was a photo, date stamped 15 minutes ago, of Oscar sleeping soundly in Maddie's lap, his arms crossed over his chest and his mouth wide open. Maddie had clearly taken the picture herself. Her naked breast had managed to protrude its way into the shot. Monica laughed to herself. At least she knew Oscar was being well fed, though she felt mixed emotions, at best, that he hadn't been fed by her. "Do you want me to show you how to hand express now?" asked Alice. "Oh, I guess so," said Monica, nervous but eager for some relief from the pressure building up. The two women made a strange parade of black capes and tin-foiled heads as they headed into the back room. It was a jumble of boxes and jars, a seat and a small shelf which housed 3 handbags, a stark contrast to the minimalist luxury of the salon proper. Alice found the sink and summoned Monica with a sideways nod. "Okay, so Connie wasn't far wrong. It is actually pretty much the same as milking a cow, except horizontal instead of vertical. Have you ever milked a cow?" Monica shook her head, feeling like she might cry. "Ever seen one milked?" Alice asked, more gently. Monica nodded. "Okay, so you get the general gist. You need to start at the base of your nipple and firmly brush outward, sort of pulling as you go. You'll get a feel for it after a while." Monica stood, looking at the sink helplessly, not sure where to start. "Do you want me to go and wait in the salon?" asked Alice, turning to leave and give her daughter some privacy. Monica grabbed her arm. "No, stay, please." The young mother lifted her shirt and unhooked the cup of her maternity bra, wincing as her rock-hard breast was released. She squeezed the base of her nipple but didn't move her fingers forwards fast enough. The nipple flicked upwards and squirted the mirror with a fine spray of milk. Mortified, she looked to Alice for further instructions. Alice stood in front of her, shaking with silent laughter, as several drops of breast milk dripped down her face. "Oh, no, I'm so sorry, Mum. Oh, let me get you a tissue." Monica grabbed a handful of tissues from a nearby box and tried to dab at Alice's face, but found herself facing the top of her mother's head. A terrible wheezing sound emitted from Alice as she doubled over. "Are you okay, Mum?" Monica put a hand on her shoulder. Alice's whole body shook as the built-up laughter finally came out in great gusts of sound. Alice threw back her head, the tears rolling down her face, as Connie stuck her head around the curtain. "How are you girls going in here?" she asked. Monica stood, petrified, forgetting she had one breast hanging out of her top. Connie looked from one to the other and grinned. "I'll have a latte while you're back there, hun. Plenty of milk, couple of sugars." She winked at her and headed into the salon, letting the heavy black curtain drop back into place. Alice had seated herself on the chair and was coughing, trying to stop laughing and get her breath back. Monica relaxed a little and smiled. "Okay, let's try that again. You might want to stand a bit further back this time." And that's the excerpt from Maternal Instinct that I'm reading for you today. Again, if you want to back the campaign, the Kickstarter campaign, I would be most grateful. Or if you would prefer to share it, that would also be wonderful. But if you head to storyaddict.com.au/Kickstarter, and remember you've got till 31 May. Thank you and happy reading.
Thanks for tuning in to Story Addict. Remember to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Connect with like-minded story addicts at storyaddict.com.au.